Good morning, folks. This is your daily Bitcoin and cryptocurrency news updates. Remember to smash that like button for the algorithm so that the program knows to show you more crypto content and more videos from me, and more videos like this one. And if you're new here, first off, welcome. Secondly, remember to subscribe to the page so that you can join our community and get the latest and greatest updates on everything Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and blockchain related. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Hopping right on over here to CoinGecko. We do have Bitcoin down 1.8%. Ethereum down 2.5%, XRP down 2.4%, largely negative over the past 24 hours, but we are still in a bull market, so this is probably just a small pullback, and we're now down to 2.5% off the 24-hour marker. Bitcoin was predicted to hit all-time highs and then have a pretty significant pullback, so that is to be expected. Keep in mind you want to be managing risk because you don't want to invest more than you're willing to see drop by 40%. Bitcoin dominance by market cap, we do have down to 63.2% from 63.5 yesterday. Largely sideways, not too much change here. On Bitcoin treasuries, the amount of publicly traded corporate treasury value stored in Bitcoin is still 4.01% of the total Bitcoin supply, just under $16 billion now because of that pullback we're seeing with Bitcoin. Grayscale still at 2.43% of the total Bitcoin supply. On cycle repeat, we are seeing them still predict that we are going to be over 400 for the next bull run high period, which is a bit much. Our prediction, my prediction here is that we'll be around 1 to 400, and anything above 400 seems a little bit excessive. Right now we are having a bit of a bounce, looking to go up, but cycle repeats team is predicting that this will be the lowest price for Bitcoin ever again. So no better time to start dollar cost averaging than now. Looking at the stock to flow model, we are still undervaluing Bitcoin, assuming Bitcoin is at 19,600, which as we just saw, it was down to 18K. The fair value as of today is around $24.6 thousand per Bitcoin. So still being undervalued, and we do have a lot of positive upside, so keep that in mind. Over on our bid-ask spread, we do see that there is quite a bit of interest in selling Bitcoin once it hits that 20K mark, but not as much for the current levels. There is still some, so this will probably slow down too much movement in the positive side, just because there's very few people looking to buy it at this time compared to those interested in selling. One important thing to note, we are reaching a new high for the Bitcoin search interest. This run seems different than the previous runs though, with Bitcoin in 2017 reaching all-time highs correlating to when retail got involved, as you could see with Bitcoin searches on Google. Right now we're not really seeing that, and yet we are at all-time highs or near all-time highs. So most of this movement has been pushed by institutional investors. And one of the things to watch out for is that institutional investors will probably get heavily into Bitcoin, followed by a lot of regulatory support and then news media reporting, which will then lead to regular investors getting in closer to the peak, as we saw happen last time. And so you want to be careful about that. That's why we keep an eye out on this chart. Another thing to watch out for is Twitter. And if you see celebrities or famous people who aren't involved in finance tweeting about things like Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, that's another warning sign that the bubble is nearing a bursting point. Over at our NFT volume, we are down to $40,000 of NFT volume over the past 24 hours. This is much lower than the normal $100,000 that we typically see, down 33%. Rarible has just gone down to the 5th rank by volume. Axie is still pretty stable. For those of you who don't remember, Axie is a video game system that has NFTs through digital game products, and Rarible is for artwork mostly and allows people to make their own NFT tokens. Over on DeFi, we do have $14.1 billion of value locked in decentralized finance. Fell a little bit over the past 24 hours, mostly because of that pullback we're seeing. Uniswap still the top DEX, and Maker still with the highest value of US dollars lost. In our news today, the status of the second stimulus check is in question as the government is nearing a shutdown. The Congress and Senate within the next 8 days now will have to pass a continuing resolution to keep the government funded through December. And if that does not happen, then not only would Congress and the Senate be on vacation for the holidays, but the government would be shut down for the duration of that time. The December shutdown is the 11th, so keep that in mind, that if the politicians can't get a continuing resolution through, then the government will shut down, and it will be for the remainder of December because they will be going on holiday. Other news, Russia is actually going to recognize Bitcoin as property with legal protection. And essentially what they said is that digital financial assets will be recognized as property, and their owners will be able to count on legal protections in the event of any illegal actions, as well as defend their property rights in court. So this is big for Russia because they previously thought about regulating and making illegal Bitcoin just because of people that they thought were using it like criminals and for money laundering. But now they are recognizing it as a financial asset, and such you will be able to have legal repercussions and support if your property is stolen. So previously, kind of like with a bank, if your money was stored in a bank and someone stole your account somehow and stole all your money, you could get that money back. And that was not the case for Bitcoin. But moving forward, they're planning on introducing some laws that will make this the case. Next thing, gold has seen the largest weekly outflow ever, and metal prices are spiraling lower. A lot of analysts are expecting that some of this money will flow into Bitcoin. The most optimistic numbers are about 10%. But as you can see, this is some of the biggest negative red times for gold since 2013. Money has been mostly flowing into gold over the past year, but just this past week, it pulled out in mass. This is mostly because people were thinking that the COVID-19 vaccine is going to help to restart the economy, but they also think that we'll need more inflation hedges just because the federal bank and the central banks are going to have to continue printing money for several years after the COVID-19 crisis is over to help the economy recover. It looks like most of the regulators aren't so much worried about Bitcoin's risk to financial stability, but they're more concerned with stablecoins, which are cryptocurrencies that are pegged to the value of, say, the dollar. So you have things like USDC and Tether on this list. This is also, if you saw my Libra video posted yesterday night, this is the same issue that they had with Libra, that they were worried it would destabilize the monetary system because of the pegging to central bank currencies. So it'll be interesting to see how this develops and what that means for stable coins moving forward. Last update is the global pandemics dashboard. As you can see, we are falling now. This is largely due to less reporting during Thanksgiving, but hopefully this will be a trend that continues after the holidays. They are predicting that the Thanksgiving family gatherings were super spreader events, and that we'll start seeing the effect of those in December and January timeframe, and the same for the other holidays coming up. So keep that in mind and do be careful and stay safe. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. If you found this informative or helpful at all, please do subscribe. I'll keep you updated. I'll save you some time, and I'll provide you any information when applicable. You can subscribe over here, and you can find more videos on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies over here. Please take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Now go chase your dreams.